place parking lot. Remember how this fan was hitting this hose? Well, it ate through it, so it's peeing everywhere. I'm gonna fix it and get back on the road. Finally got one of those coolant fill kits. I also picked up an OEM cap for this guy because that was not sealing. So we're gonna be good here in a couple minutes. We got this in here. So hose is trimmed properly, far enough back from the hose, far enough back from power steering. Making a mess. Trimmed up here, not the prettiest. Doesn't matter to me right now. Just trying to get home, filling her up. What a day, but we should be good. So once this is full, then I gotta put that up there, run it through the heat. Give it at least 10 minutes while I'm here so I don't fudge it up. But more Gucci, man. It's been like probably 10 minutes. He's fixed. This is the third radiator hose that I've gone through, but this time I have a different brand. Seems like the Gates casting sucks. It keeps backing off or not sealing on that, and the fans keep eating through it. I had it in the perfect spot and I must not tighten that enough. But you can see the curves on this are different. This one's straight, that one's curved. I am almost certain the straight part goes up here. So this goes in there like that. So we're gonna do this again and hope for the best. Hose is out. It is how I thought it was. Eaten away by the fan yet again. And one of these was loose. I've gone through the car wash and washed this with the power washer like 3 times. We're gonna do it again. So continuing the theme of working wherever the heck the car is, got intercooler tubing. We're gonna put the intercooler on and make it seal. Let's do it. Tube kit, warranty card, tubing, those clamps. things to do. So this thing is running good. I've had 3 of these radiator hoses in here now, but been driving it for about 100 miles an hour on this one. Not backed off, everything is tight, trimmed properly. Boost tubes are in from Grimspeed, working fairly nicely. And now we just have some small things to wrap up. So we've got front brakes. These bad boys are scraping and screaming down the road. More than likely one of them is seized, so went ahead and picked up some parts for that. We got front rotors, front pads, front hardware, pins. So we're gonna do that today really quick so I can get back on the road driving. And then I have tires, a matching wheel for this back corner here because this is still an 18. And I've got side skirt seal coming, some trim paint, and a couple other small things to wrap up. Gotta love it. And I mean, I thought they were good because I mean that's pretty thick, but it's always that seized pin, you know. like the heat's gonna do it here. It's starting to pop out. Oh, that was nice, good pop. Alright, so it's all off. This thing popped way over here, but now this is melted, so the new kit doesn't come with the rubber little insert here, and I need another boot anyways, so gotta run to the store as always. And it says here, what? Okay, here we go. It says that it's $3.79 in stock. Heckin' yeah. All right, we're back. We got the boot kit. So now it's time to install all the new. This should be cooled off. I'm gonna move some of this stuff out of the way, but we're Gucci here. Here's what we got. So I just went to O'Reilly's for this stuff. Here's the pin kits for each side. And then we got some import direct pads. OE replacement. So these are kind of the standard OE style of everything. These are actually like painted with a vinyl rubber coating, so resistant to corrosion. And then these are same thing on the backing, and these are ceramic pads. So look at these chunks going on. I'm actually kind of impressed with this little kit here. It's coming from O'Reilly's, obviously import direct. And then we just got some rotors here. These are the Brake Best. There's not even like, oh, here it is. Select premium rotors. So these are vented. Nothing crazy. I'm not going to do slotted or drilled or anything. I actually prefer just a smooth surface on the stock car, because then you're going to always have smooth braking. If you have a good pad, obviously you're going to have the bite you want. These had really good reviews, so I saw quite a few people, you know, with tuned up Subarus, you know, WRXs, Forester XTs, so should be good there. So let me pop these open and slap them on. This side finished up here, so everything's tight, everything's good. Bada boom, bada bing. Of course, the GoPro died because it's overheating and the battery sucks. We're on the phone, but just got to do the other side, and then we'll continue on. All right, yo, we got the brakes on this bad boy. Have already driven it. They have quite a bit more bite. And of course, no more scraping going down the road, so that's nice. That's a plus. Because metal on metal is no fun. Poor man's breakfast. It's literally like a freaking brat and a croissant. I mean, that's pretty fire. Alright, so we're back here. Got the Sub. We're going to fix all this black trim. So we've got faded wiper arms in the front, faded wiper arm cowl, and faded side trim. This side isn't as bad. What's nice is these look fairly new, or maybe newly vinyl wrapped. Same with the front portion of these. There is some tree sap like all over the car, but that'll clean right off. These don't look terrible. I will probably just leave them. If I get ambitious after what I do today, then maybe I'll do it. But rear wiper arm, that's faded as well. Sticker that needs to come off. Let's see here. Nice. Came off quite nicely. And this side is your prime jewel. This is the side that really needs it, so I'm going to make sure all that trim is nice and black. So I will pop off the wiper arms, pop off that cowl, and pop these off as well. So enjoy the time lapse. Alright, I got this out. I'm just going to go through, clean it up, and then this will be the first thing I do because I want that trim coat to sit on here and here so I can get it back on. But really the only thing major is just tree sap, so that'll be fun to get off. But it's not too bad. You got to take the rubber seal off the front here, go through with a needle nose. Be careful because you'll rip the rubber seal off the clips, and then these back ones, pin clips, just pop right out from the firewall there. So here's what I have. Good old Cerakote trim coat. This stuff is amazing, so I'm gonna slap this on there, but this is all cleaned, degreased. I just used some Dish Dawn soap and water, a spray bottle, a little bit of a scratch pad, nothing crazy, but there's just a couple spots of tree sap, but before we do slap on the coating, I'm just going to wipe it down with some isopropyl, as per usual. so I don't know where it left off because the stupid camera keeps overheating. But fully coated and soaked for a couple minutes here, but it says here that just to ensure that there's a minimum of 30 minutes. I'm just gonna let this sit while I do the rest. I'm gonna let that cure on there and everything. But I didn't know this came with so much, but what I can do is gonna do these guys right here as well while I have the gloves on. So here's my little paint rig. Got these arms hanging so I can spray everything that I need. And then I've got these up here. So I really just gotta hit everything with some isopropyl. So here's what I'm using. It is the Sen Color Coat. It's going to be a satin black. So I'm just going to read this real quick. Gotta shake it for about a minute. And 5 to 10 minutes in between coats. So we'll do a first light coat and we'll wait about 10 minutes. And then we'll be good to go. For a heavy second coat. Pretty good for a first coat. That edge there. Alright. Second coat. Let's do it. I'm gonna go pretty thick on this. Not too thick. Not too close. Not too soft. Suicide in my nicely painted paint. Got to be joking me. And I mean, I barely have this open. Come on, focus. Barely open, just for airflow. What in the world? Build. Now if this could focus, it's fudged. Can't believe it. Literally gonna have to get sandpaper and wet sand right now. Let's go. Okay, so paint on these guys. It's looking pretty good. Minus the bug that flew into this and made it look horrendous. So there's quite a bit of fuzz in there. Let's see. I'll just have to wet sand it and then maybe coat over it. But so I'll have to go grab some sandpaper here real quick. But while I'm doing that, all this has been setting in, so this is starting to cure pretty nice. These turned out really good. I did these rails and then I just kind of did these center pieces as well. Touched up a couple other things, but this is vinyl, so this is fresh vinyl on those upper and lower. Kind of figured it was. Did this boot with the Cerakote trim coat as well, and then this side is looking real nice as well. So this guy is looking great. So I think I'm gonna put the cowl back in because it has been at least a couple hours since I coated this guy. He's looking pretty good. It does look a little grainy, but I think that should dry out over time because you can kind of see certain corners are dry. So definitely dry to the touch, how it's supposed to be. So we're gonna slap that back in here while we're waiting for the white arms to dry. Of course. Dude, my luck.
Huh?
Well, what a day, but cowl is all in. He's looking fresh, looking good. Absolutely beautiful. Nice and clean. Like it should be. Hot dog, hot dog. Let's go. Alright, so here's what I got. I got 400, 800. These are like little foam pads, so I'm gonna knock it down with 400 and then finish it off with 8 and then fill it in with paint. Alright, so I did take this off. You can see that nasty run there. So I'm gonna wet sand that out as well. Maybe try to fill in this a little bit more. You can barely tell when it's on the car, but also this end here, if it'll focus, just not quite covered. Terrible lighting underneath, but I could just spray the top half now without it having to hang. So we'll be good. Alright, so I've got this knocked down nicely here. Super easy because it's fresh, but started with the 400, knocked all that fuzz off, and then did the 800 to finish. And now just need to hit it with a little bit of isopropyl, and then slap some new paint down. And then I'll move on to this one. Alright, so new paint laid on this guy here. It is looking pretty good. Still a couple flakings and stuff, but definitely better than having all that bug crud in there. So it needs another coat, and then this here is knocked down, so no more run. The reason there's a dark spot here is just from the other paint, but it is fully smooth, blown off, so I'm gonna put some paint down on these guys. Alright, paint is laid on both of these. They're looking mighty fine. No more run on here. And smooth on this guy. No bugs in there. So, I'm gonna let it cure up a little bit. I will put this on tonight. And then I'll lay this up here with the other one. but I won't be able to install because I need clips, but this other one's just laying up here curing, so we are looking good. Everything that I trim coated looks solid. Oh, here's the rear wind shield wiper as well. Put this rubber boot nicely coated, the cover for the screw. Everything's fresh there, curing, but we're looking mighty fine. So all the black trim looks super, super nice now. So really all that's left for body work is this rust here. A little bit of side swipe. I think this might come out with some clay bar. That'd be kind of my hope. And then I won't have to do much craziness here. And then honestly, if I could just grind out the rest here, I'm willing to put new metal in, but if I don't have to, I won't. You can kind of see it's starting to bubble back here because of the seam. This is screwed in here with a little tack screw, you can kind of see. But I did fish a camera back up in here, and really it is just this one spot that is rusty. So I'm assuming this got clipped and it's rusting because there's no paint from the side swipe, because if we go over on this side, we got no rust. Clean as can be. It's clean when I stick my fingers up in here. Nothing crazy. All the regular mounting hardware is there, and of course it's loose, so I'll have to tighten that back up. But I'm gonna have to see what I want to do with this rust. Definitely a clay bar it, see if I can get rid of that white stuff, so it at least looks good. And then on this side as well, the side skirt's all jacked up, so you can see no mounting hardware, full of gravel. I don't know what is really going on here, but they've got some sort of jankiness going on. They've got it like screwed up in here incorrectly. Obviously that's split. May just try to find a new one. And then janky up here too, they've got it screwed in the wrong spot for mounting and everything. So it's like really jimmy rigged on here. It's honestly barely holding on, so that'll be the next thing for exterior. If I can get this side skirt to work and seal up, I'll be happy. And then really, we'll be sitting pretty good. I mean, ideally I would wrap it, but I don't think that's in the budget this time around. Oh yeah, that's fantastic. Blue on blue, baby. That's pretty sick. Definitely not perfect. You can see still a little bit of bubbling from previous paint, but everywhere that was kind of faded and everything is black like I wanted it to be, so we're good to go.
Much later.
Alrighty, so I've got the bumper off here, and just seems like keeps on giving a little bit. Got some rust on this crash beam, which I mean, not the biggest deal, but just kind of annoying. Since I'm in here too, I thought maybe I'd take these red guys out. Got dead bugs up in here. These red covers, just make them black so it's all sleek, all sleek and good looking. Don't need the goofy red. I mean, it's classy, but with the blue, it's like, nah. Rather just have that black. But these do have like these STI canard looking things over the top of the original bumper. I just got the V Limited style lip, so it should fit perfectly up in here. I got a bunch of hardware, just small bolts with washers instead of plastic clips. So I'm gonna try to clean up kind of all the mounting of this. Looks like they kind of screwed it in and I jacked it up before. So we're gonna try and make that nice and pretty. Alrighty, so we got the lip unwrapped here with some hardware. It looks like it's gonna form kind of right in this gap. I got the lip on here, both sides. Good to go. Obviously not a perfect fit. We've got a little gap of light here. Little gap of light here. But we've got everything bolted on, looking good. Has that bottom section all together. I'm gonna toss it back on the front end here. So we'll be Gucci. Alrighty, caught myself being lazy. Took off these horns, and so took them off. I started by taking off the covers of them. The actual horn itself is kind of rusty, so I'm just gonna toss some black paint on all of them, then we'll be good to go. If I get a little fancy, what I'll do is I'll take all that hardware off, get new, and maybe if I have enough paint match, I will paint match the horn covers, paint the rest black, just kind of for fun, make it look all minty, because that would kind of tie it all back together. And then I did notice that I'm missing a bolt here as well for this headlight, so I'm gonna have to grab some new hardware for that, guys. So, but for now, I am just gonna kind of rough fit the bumper back on, and then we're gonna keep on rolling. Probably do the side skirts next. All right, so bumper's kind of on here. I've got a plastic clip in here. I was planning on using bolts. I did run out, and I didn't want to take them off the lip because it's holding everything together. So I think I'm just gonna go grab some more. Kind of got to flatten it out, and then I can set this up with a bolt. I've done it before, and it just turns out a lot better. It's better too, now having the extra weight on this lip and the canards. I might as well just go ahead and bolt that in, and then what I can do is I can kind of push it back up, get this body line looking better. So I'm gonna do that next, but here's how it looks. So far, the lip is pulling it together, making it mean. Alright, got the bag, already got washers, so toss these in and then pull it out. Take a look at it. Alright, you got the front lip all on. Looking mighty fine. Super stoked. It looks fantastic. Look at it. Right here. Boom. Fantastic. That's pretty fire. I'm gonna keep on rolling. Alright, so moving on. I'm going to do the side skirts now. These mounting points, they are all there. I do just have to epoxy those down. So got me some 1 minute quick set JB Weld, the clear stuff. So we'll just knock all those in. And I do apologize, I am recording everything on my phone because the GoPro has sucked. I got the epoxy in here. I'm actually not very impressed. I had it all gobbed up right where it needed to be on everything. A couple minutes later, it's all run out flat instead of where I needed it to be. So I don't know if it's gonna work. I may need to grab some, like, I don't know what fuse it is. I may just put a bead of fuse it in there. Let that sit while I'm cleaning up the rest of everything. So we'll see. I'll catch you guys in a little bit here. We got both sides. We got the skirts in, looking mighty fine. So everything lined up perfectly. They do just need a good little clean. I did keep these top parts here, put a rubber seal at the top as well. And everything lines up well. I mean, there's a tiny little gap here from it not being really for the car, but fits up perfectly. I've got it screwed here, screwed underneath on front, screwed underneath on the bottom, and then where the clips go in the middle, I ended up just doing some screws as well because I didn't want to have any issues. And then obviously it's clipped into the car, both sides. Made sure it was the same mounting points on both sides. Got the symmetrical look, but ties together. She's looking really great. And I still have the paint match. Up here, we've got a couple bolts that are missing because they were broke off. So I'm gonna drill these out, do some riv nuts so that we can mount that properly. The last things really up here are to mount those properly. This one as well for the radiator support. It's got a self-tapper right now. And this other one's just missing a bolt. We may end up just doing riv nut to make sure those are fresh. And then everything up front will be bolted on properly, be good to go. And when I'm done with that, then we're gonna do a little bit of paint. So we'll see if we get to this, but at least I want to get these hella horns painted, as well as the mounting bracket for the battery. I'm just gonna do black on that. And I am going to color match these bad boys because I do have that blue paint. I figured, heck, might as well. So then that's the last thing that's kind of misplaced color-wise. It's gonna be black and blue on everything. And so then we're golden. Where I have it right now and where I've gotten it to from when I got it, I think will be plenty for whoever picks this beautiful car up. It is still a great unit and it's mechanically sound, so I'm stoked. But it looks pretty freaking fire. All right, so I got the kit here. I just picked this up from Harbor Freight. I have used one of these before. I actually have a nice one, but it's just out at a shop that's a little further away than it was worth for the gas. So I just picked this up for about the same price as I would have spent gas. So good little unit here. I got it set up for M6. M6 is what these bad boys run on all this mounting hardware here. So we've got the headlight popped out here as much as I could with the bumper still on. And so I just got to figure out the size drill bit for this bad boy, drill this out. I'm gonna try to drill this out. I don't know if I'll be successful. And then over here, this is an easy drill out because it's got open threads already. I will test the bolt in there just to see maybe it'll work. And then I'll grab new hardware all the way around when I have the riv nuts in. So I'll be running to Ace here shortly. Alrighty, so here's where I'm at. Drilled out. The bolt was very hard, so what I did is I drilled little pinholes on the outside of the bolt and then just started going bigger and bigger until the bolt just kind of fell out. So that worked very well. Then I got new hardware for headlights. So this side, boom, boom. And these threads were still good, so boom, boom. And new hardware for this guy, not needed. And then I didn't realize these are bigger. So these are gonna be 12mm heads, which means it's an M8 bolt. So this guy is next. I'm gonna have to drill this out probably same style because that bolt's in there. And then I'll grab new hardware for that as well, which Ace Hardware is now closed, so might have to run to like Home Depot or something. They're open a little later. Alrighty, so got everything fully drilled out, riv nutted. Not new hardware, but better than the old. So I had these laying around. I've always got extra. So headlight trim was M6. These bad boys were M8. This took me a little bit more time, but no more missing bolts, no more missing clips. All in the front here, and it's looking good. So we are gonna move on to these next. All right, so I got this all tore down. Super simple, just a nut and a screw on these guys. So all that's sectioned out, but straight up the horns just come right out and those come off. And then you've got a front seal and a rear seal on your horn plate here. But I'm just gonna hit this with a wire brush a little bit. Same with this, and then we're gonna hit everything with the black Semcoat. So Those I will be doing blue, so I'm gonna take those, clean them up probably in the kitchen sink, get them real clean, then do some isopropyl, and then just toss some blue on there and be done with it. For good 30 minutes, maybe an hour, but this is all black. I mean, you're still gonna have kind of the rust spots, but now it's at least one color. And of course, I turn these over, hit this side as well. Not looking for perfection, just no rust. So we're good there. I can touch this without leaving prints on it. I think I might leave it a little bit longer. I do want to coat the backside because that's red as well. I will probably do that here shortly. So while that's going, I am going to, I want to rewire this because I think tonight I'll have those horns back on the car. These are just pretty freaking crusty. You can see the insulation is just coming off of there. Let's knock out that wiring while those dry, and then I'll hit the back of those. I may hit them before I go, and then we'll be Gucci. But final finishing touches are coming along great. All right, so here is where I'm at. Rebuilt all the wiring, so these are the grounds. Come right here, ground where they were before. Got the heat shrink on there, and then tied in new power cables. Just use the flat slip connectors. They go right into the stock power terminals, and then I've got these new terminals on here, good old blue. So all new wiring, good to go for the horns. So now I just have to reassemble. So this has been drying for well over an hour, and the second coat on the front, I did coat the back as well, so should be good to put this all back together. All right, so we're all good to go here. Horns plugged in and wired, and they look a lot better, color matched. And I installed the battery tie down, so that's all blacked out, no more rusty. So all I gotta do is put the grill in, so let's just see how it fits. Oh yeah, that looks way better, way more subtle. Heck yeah. All right, I have grill fully installed here. He's looking mighty fine. That is super subtle. So I am pulling out the steering wheel, and I figured I'd show you guys. Pretty simple. There is a Torx bit on the backside going this way in. That keeps the airbag in through that hole on both sides. And then you unplug your clock spring and airbag and clock spring. clock spring right here. This connects the cruise control controls and everything to your wheel. And then you've got your horn buttons here. You just want to make sure that this is unplugged. And then you want to undo your 17. When you're trying to pull it off the vehicle, I've already got it loose. You want to leave the nut a little bit on there so that it doesn't come flying off and hit you in the face. And then you want to, geez, that darn key, mark this bad boy with red markers so that we can get it in the same position when we put it back on. Kind of like so. Doesn't have to be perfect. Now we're just gonna pull it off. And one other thing, once it's off, I put the nut back on already, but you want to make sure you do not unspring this. This is your clock spring. This is what makes your blinkers go on and off when you're turning corners. So you want to make sure it stays up. I'm actually going to grab some tape it into place so nobody's coming out here and it's just going to go wing, 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 because it's got a spring, coil spring in there. You don't want to mess that up. So make sure you do that when you're pulling your wheel off. And then I'm going to take this in. I will probably just go ahead and say done for today, but I want to get this off and prepped. So I'm going to take it in and we'll be done for tonight. Peace. So if you made it this far in the video, here is another thing that I finished up in this time sequence of footage. I got the shifter boot placed into the shroud properly with some new retaining clips.